Number one, let's start with what happened yesterday, because she has gone viral, all right? She's gone viral over hot girls eat Arby's. Yeah. She was wearing this outfit, this arrangement into the Chicago Sky game. Of course, the Indiana Fever, I would like to say, beat the brakes off the Sky, but really it felt like they underachieved a good bit yesterday.
Sophie Cunningham wore an Arby's shirt and accidentally hijacked the entire WNBA news cycle. One slogan tee, 800K views, and now fast food merch is doing better numbers than ticket sales. You couldn't script this kind of chaos if you tried. Angel Reese? Silent. Salty. Probably both. What started as a joke might have just exposed the league's biggest marketing problem. And no, it's not curly fries. This isn't just a fashion statement. It's a full-blown, deep-fried disruption. Grab your tray because Sophie didn't just wear the shirt, she became the headline.
Sophie Cunningham's t-shirt became a marketing phenomenon. Sophie Cunningham currently plays for the Indiana Fever and has now become one of the most recognizable WNBA players. And for Barbie night, she pulled up wearing a shirt that said "Hot Girls Eat Arby's," and the internet lost it. But here's the real backstory. A few months earlier, Sophie posted a video rating Arby's. And that video is just her being authentic in herself. And that puppy went viral.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Arby's a solid 9 out of 10.
Then following this, the phrase "hot girls eat Arby's" started flying around. And it turns out that Arby's has been saying this since 2023.
Somewhere along the line, the WNBA shifted. Less about basketball, more about brand wars, side eyes, and viral chaos. The game? Optional. The talent? Barely mentioned. The drama? Front and center. 24/7. It's like the shot clock's counting down to the next tweet, not the next bucket. And in the middle of this off-court circus, Sophie Cunningham, quietly setting the internet ablaze. Not with a crossover, but with an Arby's shirt and zero pretense. No theatrics, no subtweets, just curly fries and charisma. While others chase headlines, Sophie became one. In a league desperate for authenticity, she accidentally served it up with extra seasoning. And somehow, it hit harder than any buzzer beater.
We know somebody that has gotten ridiculously popular this year with the Indiana Fever. I made a prediction that she was going to be the second most popular player on this team by the end of the year. And then, of course, there was the big incident during the Connecticut Sun game. And by the end of that game, she was known as Caitlin Clark's enforcer, right? The one that's got her back. At times, it feels like the only one that's got her back, if I'm being quite honest.
If you're enjoying, please leave a like and subscribe our channel. She's not running ISO plays, she's isolating the truth. No glam squad, no filters, no performance art disguised as personality. Just vibes, curly fries, and a t-shirt that accidentally bodied the whole league's marketing strategy. While others chase clout through forced beefs and TikToks that feel more Love and Basketball reboot than pro sports, Sophie Cunningham stays unbothered. No gimmicks, no thirst traps, just straight talk and 800K shirts flying off shelves like it's a clearance sale on Common Sense. In a league obsessed with image, Sophie's winning with something wild: authenticity. And apparently, that's the real MVP move.
Sophie Cunningham has broken the internet in multiple ways over the last day. All right, the other day, before the Chicago Sky game, this Barbie, and let's be real, let's be honest. If you were going to cast somebody as Barbie, there's a good chance you'd take a long, hard look at Sophie Cunningham.
It's like someone cracked a window and let in a gust of honesty. And judging by the fluttering reactions, it knocked a few glued-on lashes loose. Because when someone like Sophie Cunningham starts gaining real traction, the league panics. She doesn't fit the curated mold. She's not part of the Instagram echo chamber. She's not out here dancing mid-game after shooting 2 for 10. And she sure as hell isn't clinging to choreographed friendships just to stay in the conversation. She's off-script, off-brand, and apparently exactly what fans didn't know they were waiting for.
Let's talk about Arby's. She is now on the Arby's payroll. Decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven. Hot girls eat Arby's. No knock on Arby's, Sophie, but if you give Arby's 9 out of 10, I'll take you to Racks. I'll buy you some Racks, and I think you will find that hot girls probably eat Racks. Arby's has a new spokeswoman, and it just so happens to be Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, that's right. Sophie Cunningham, who took to her social media to discuss how much she enjoyed a trip that she made to Arby's. And
that's why people gravitate to her, because in a league full of performance, Sophie's just present. No wigs, no filters, no production meetings disguised as personality. Just basketball, bluntness, and a weirdly powerful Arby's tea. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what fans are craving. Actual hoopers acting like actual hoopers. Wild, right? It's the same reason Caitlin Clark flipped the narrative without asking and why Aaliyah Boston steamrolls through the noise like a human lie detector. These women aren't chasing viral, they're just being iconic. And apparently, that's threatening. Because when fans start falling for the unfiltered and unscripted, the league's smoke and mirror branding starts to short circuit. Which leads to the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. If the WNBA still hasn't figured out how to make superstars out of black women who consistently dominate, then what are we even doing? The talent? Off the charts. The presence? Undeniable. But instead of amplifying that, the machine keeps choosing gimmicks over greatness, prioritizing TikTok clout over tenacity, catchphrases over court vision, hairstyles over handles. And that disconnect? It's costing the league more than views.
700,000 followers overnight. I don't know if you guys knew, she had like 300 or something less than 48 hours ago. Insane. The enforcer has arrived. And she even posted like twice since then, bro. She's totally taken it to a whole new level. Like, Caitlin Clark has a new star. This is like a new star in the WNBA. People ain't gonna like it. People aren't gonna like it. Trace Leches, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull, which, by the way, kind of was obsessed with her before she even came along. So
it's starting to feel less like a basketball league and more like a beauty pageant with sneakers. The currency isn't points or assists. It's selfies, subtweets, and who showed up with the flashiest nails. In all that noise, the real hoopers, the ones who grind, stay locked in, and let their game speak, get lost in the chaos. That's what made it hit so hard. Authentic versus algorithm. No persona, no glam squad, just a t-shirt and a grin. And suddenly, the players who built their relevance on attitude without output, they're rattled. Because Sophie cracked the code without selling the illusion. The same voices preaching visibility got real quiet when the attention didn't follow the script. Because nothing exposes the performative faster than someone being effortlessly real.
And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough. So when Caitlin Clark last week, or not last week, a couple days ago, when Caitlin Clark got destroyed, her girl Sophie came to her defense, and this was the most beast mode thing that I've seen a woman do in WNBA history. Now, Sophie, who's my one of my favorites now, she's become one of my favorite WNBA players. I'm gonna watch her too, like I watch Caitlin. Look at what she did, and people may not say that this was in response or whatever the case may be, but I feel like Sophie is like, you want to play?
Because Sophie is the nightmare the curated chaos crowd didn't see coming. Someone fans love without being manufactured. But here's the kicker. This was never just about Sophie. It's about what she represents. A shift in what fans are actually hungry for. Not influencers in sneakers. Not reality show storylines in jersey form. But athletes who feel real. Who show up, play hard, stay grounded, and don't need to create weekly drama to stay in the headlines. Sophie's rise didn't come with a PR campaign. It came with consistency, honesty, and just enough weirdness to feel human. Why is authenticity so threatening? Maybe the league needs to stop chasing fake relatability and start respecting the ones who are already living it, the ones who don't need a TikTok duet or a press-on nail sponsorship to prove they belong. They're not demanding the spotlight, they're earning it. And that's exactly why it matters.
To the arena yesterday, wearing that, there she is right there. Let's just bring this up. Over at Tater Report, there she is right there. Hot girls eat Arby's. I can only imagine, and I have no idea. I would assume this is some kind of sponsorship with Arby's, right? Right there. I don't know. The roast beef sandwich jokes just sort of write themselves at this point. And just like that, I want a cheddar melt.
Maybe that's why fans are gravitating toward players like Sophie, Caitlin, and Aaliyah, not because they're flashy, but because they're real. Not because they're chasing clout, but because they're chasing wins. And in a league that's been trying to script every storyline, the most compelling arc is the one nobody manufactured. Suddenly, a fast food t-shirt is generating more buzz than the league's last 3 marketing campaigns combined. Players with zero gimmicks are pulling more love than the drama queens with triple the PR spend. The narrative's shifting, and not because of some branding brainstorm, but because fans are finally exhausted by the noise. Meanwhile, Sophie just grins, ships another 100,000 shirts, and goes right back to being unapologetically herself. But let's be clear. This wasn't luck. She didn't just stumble into virality because she happened to throw on an Arby's tee. This wasn't an accident. It was strategy disguised as simplicity. While the rest of the league was perfecting TikTok dances and firing off passive-aggressive tweets, Sophie was playing 4D chess with roast beef and relatability. No stunts, no spin, just a slow burn that turned into a wildfire. And now that the playbook's changed, some folks are scrambling to keep up.
I will say that when you are good at basketball, you're pretty, and you got grit, those 3 things make you bad to the bone. And I think this is one of the new trends that's going on in the WNBA, in my personal opinion, is that not only will you be good at basketball, but you also, some of these women will look like women, right? They used to look like dudes, but now they look like beautiful women that are playing basketball. And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough.
She's not just winging it, she's following a blueprint. Every move is calculated. The timing, the tone, the effortless delivery, it's all intentional. Sophie's got the emotional IQ of a therapist and the brand savvy of a Madison Avenue exec. That Arby's shirt? It wasn't a gimmick. It was a low-effort, high-impact masterstroke. Because unlike half the league, Sophie's not performing for clout. She's engineering it. And that rattles people. Badly. Because it breaks the myth that you need chaos, controversy, and constant noise to capture attention. Sophie kept it simple, stayed authentic, and suddenly, everyone else's smoke and mirror routines started looking like dollar store magic. Whether she mapped it all out or just trusted her gut, the result is the same. She's part of a bigger shift. A shift driven by the Caitlin Clark effect, amplified by Aaliyah Boston's grounded dominance. And in a league trying to choreograph every storyline, Sophie just proved that sometimes the most powerful message is the one that's not trying so hard.
Let's take a look, because Arby saw this and decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven.
Like, not bad.
They weren't dissuaded, obviously, by the little shade that she threw at them there between enjoying her yummy sandwich, saying that she went away. She doesn't have it often for obvious reasons. Well, what are those obvious reasons, Sophie? Anyway, she is now on the Arby's payroll.
She saw the shift before most even realized it was happening. She watched Caitlin Clark pull in fans who didn't know what a pick and roll was last season. She saw Aaliyah, the enforcer, Boston command respect without saying a word, just handing out blocks and receipts like a VIP bouncer on game night, and it's landing, because she's not pretending. No pity plays, No forced vulnerability, just clarity, confidence, and consistency. Let's be honest, some folks don't want a woman to be that strategic, that effective, that beloved, unless she fits their curated mold. The one that screams, be loud, stir drama, boost your following, and maybe we'll let you trend. But Sophie, she skipped the audition. She saw the gap, stepped in with an Arby's tea and a plan, and made herself undeniable. No stunts, no shout-outs, just savvy. And now she's setting a new standard, whether the gatekeepers like it or not.
If you can see right here, that's Sophie Cunningham. She is the teammate of the year, or at least the Caitlin Clark she is, after Caitlin Clark was pushed to the ground and poked in the eye in the first half of a game against the Phoenix Mercury. She actually, late in the game, assaulted one of the Phoenix Mercury players in retaliation. And fans loved it. They ate it up. Because look at this. If you look closely, her following on TikTok went from over 300,000, which was great, to almost well over 800,000, probably at 1 million now.
And here's the part that really stings. She earned it. Well deserved. Every bit of the success. It's not a fluke. It's not a flurry of accidental likes. It's strategy, wrapped in sincerity. It's not a gimmick. It's game. And the folks who built their entire brand around being the face are suddenly realizing they weren't the franchise player. They were just the filler episode. Or drawing crowds because people actually respect them. Or selling out merch because they've cultivated genuine trust and admiration. Not because they threw shade on Instagram. That fans want skill, heart, and authenticity, not rehearsed drama and clickbait beef. And the more women like Sophie rise, the more obvious that becomes. But of course, the backlash starts creeping in. Subtle jabs, side eyes, petty whispers that try to downplay what's happening, like she's just lucky. Or, it's only because Caitlin brought new fans. As if Sophie didn't capitalize on that opportunity with surgical precision.
So Caitlin Clark's teammate Sophie Cunningham's jersey has officially sold out on the Fever website. And this comes the same week as the chippy foul that led to some ejections at the end of the game. It was a bit of a revenge foul taken up for Caitlin Clark after a hard foul on the other end. And then immediately a petition online from the Caitlin Clark haters to have Sophie Cunningham removed from the WNBA. They're trying to get folks to sign it. They said what she displayed tonight was disgusting. And yeah, it was a hard foul, but now it has the Caitlin Clark fans rallying around her, buying up her jerseys to the point they've officially sold out. Fortunately for this petition, I think they just turned Sophie Cunningham into a new WNBA A-list superstar.
As if that isn't exactly what the league should be doing, taking the momentum and turning it into something lasting. Instead of throwing it away on another marketing scheme that looks like it was brainstormed by a committee of confused influencers. The irony is painful. The WNBA spent years begging for attention, and now that it's finally here, thanks to Caitlin, the enforcer, and real ones like Sophie, it doesn't know how to handle it unless the spotlight lands on their pre-approved mascots. Sophie's out here owning her worth, and that's infinitely more threatening. She's not chasing the spotlight, but it keeps finding her anyway. Because people can smell authenticity through the screen. And once you see it, you can't unsee how fake everything else feels.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey is going to sell out tonight. The people have been waiting for this. If the refs are not going to do their job, the players are going to have to be the enforcers themselves. This game was chippy from the beginning, and the refs did not do their job.
The league should be rolling out the red carpet for her, turning Sophie into the blueprint. Here's how you connect with fans. Here's how you build a brand without selling your soul. Here's how you market with purpose, not perform for attention. But instead, they're acting like she just stumbled into virality, like it was dumb luck instead of a masterclass in strategy, as if she didn't just outmaneuver an entire ecosystem built on hype and noise. While most are busy playing checkers on a table with missing legs, Sophie's been playing chess, 3 moves ahead, clean, and calculated. And the fans? They're not fooled. They get why she hits different. She's not scripted, not polished within an inch of her personality. She feels like a breath of fresh air in a league gasping under the weight of its own forced narratives. They're showing up, Wallets open, voices loud, and no interest in going back to the drama factory the league's been recycling for years. While others scramble for clout with messy rivalries and recycled sound bites, Sophie's quietly dominating the merch game, earning fans, and rewriting the superstar playbook with nothing but smarts, substance, and unapologetic authenticity. And that's the real power move. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.